I'm referring to the death of Erich von Däniken. You know him because Antonio Laceras has mentioned him a lot on the show, and his death? It also leaves a void that will be very difficult to fill in unidentified flying object investigations and, above all, in the hypotheses. Do you know that the central premise of Erich von Däniken was that the gods we worshipped were actually astronauts? Thousands of years ago, technologically advanced extraterrestrial beings visited Earth. Primitive humans, since they didn't understand the technology, the ships, the weapons, the pressurized suits, interpreted it as a supernatural phenomenon or that they were divine beings. Erich von Däniken always said that religions were born as an attempt by humans to imitate and worship those visitors so they would return. Similar to how the tribes in the Pacific worshipped airplanes during World War II. Erich von Däniken didn't use a traditional scientific method, but instead reinterpreted archaeology, mythology, and religious texts. First, Erich von Däniken's arguments are divided for now into three pillars. The first one is architecture and archaeology, impossible. He claimed that certain ancient structures were too complex to have been created by humans with primitive tools. The pyramids of Egypt, the ones in Mesoamerica, Erich von Däniken said that the mathematical precision and the transportation of the massive blocks definitely required technological help. Alien sonic levitation, advanced machinery. Then, he argues that the precise cuts in the extremely hard stones are proof of diamond-cutting tools or extraterrestrial laser technology. Erich von Däniken highlighted art he claimed depicted modern technology. The Astronaut of Palenque, which you have surely seen, is this Mayan king Pakal. Like a man flying a spaceship, hands on controls and a breathing tube on his nose. And what about the Nazca lines? Those enormous figures in the Peruvian desert were landing strips or signals for spaceships that can only be seen from the air. Later, Erich von Däniken reinterpreted the Bible and other sacred texts. The Bible describes the vision of the prophet Ezekiel. Wheels within wheels, fire and noise, not like an encounter with angels, but like the sighting and landing of a mechanical spaceship. Erich von Däniken claimed extraterrestrials deliberately destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah with a nuclear explosion. In Hindu texts, flying chariots and weapons that shine like 10,000 suns are also described, which he interprets as warships and nuclear weaponry. A key part, although less mentioned, is genetic manipulation. Erich von Däniken theorized that extraterrestrials not only taught us, but also accelerated human evolution. They took primitive hominids like Homo erectus, altered their DNA in laboratories, perhaps through genetic engineering. And what about the Bible? Does it interpret this? The sons of God joining with the daughters of men, and the goal was to create an intelligent species in their own image and likeness. That's our origin, Homo sapiens. According to Erich von Däniken, the extraterrestrials left, but they promised to return. They left astronomical knowledge, they left lasting structures as time capsules, so that when humanity reached a sufficient technological level, we could understand our true galactic origin ourselves. And what do you think about the research of Erich von Däniken, who just passed away, who just left this world? 1073. You can write by email to trasnosheparanormal@gmail.com, trasnosheparanormal@gmail.com. And as I always tell you, if you have testimonies, if you want to give me an abduction testimony, If you remember being abducted or you vividly dreamed of being on an extraterrestrial ship, please write to me by email because I want to interview you at trasnoshparanormalagmail. Com trasnoshparanormalagmail.com